I'm just making sure everyone can hear
All
me.
right, back.
Okay, good. Now, as long as nobody leaves, we can start now.
Oh, I have to go to use the bathroom. Okay.
I'm gonna. I probably shouldn't say that. Okay, let's start then. I will give you a little introduction, and then it'll be on you guys to continue from there. So, you're all aboard a ship, large, white, three-sailed ship. There are about 11 other people that you know of that are on the ship, and you're all familiar with each other because you've been traveling together for the past maybe few days recently. The only one who wasn't on the ship until recently was Tiana, the winged woman, and a shirtless man who has recently emerged from the water and swam aboard the ship. He sort of hauled himself up onto the deck and is now laying there trying to soak up what remains of the sunlight. The sky above you is burning red, flaming, flickering with sort of this very strange cloudy fire, and the sea underneath you is sort of completely black with speckles of light dotted and colored, sort of dotted through it. And the sun, what you would recognize as what remains of the sun anyway, is completely like this smoldering ember of blackness that is kind of charred and looks almost like an early Earth sort of, but it's very black and clearly like not at all bright or luminescent, but it gives off this eerie sort of red light rather than what you would expect. And so you are essentially drifting through the outside of reality, the outside of everything that you know, the outside that you were originally consumed by and just recently rescued from. And now you're sailing the outside. And from here, it is up to you to sort of make your own journey going forward. So I ask all of you, what are you doing?
No takers. Then I guess I'll start. Where did Silver go?
I don't know.
There they are.
Oh, there they are. Anyway, door.
You can start.
Well, at the moment, a blonde-haired young man. If he's in his late teens or really youthful-looking early 20s, is playing with the cat. Is playing with the cats until at one point they
How
are
long
not
has this
looking where
cat
they're
been with
going
you,
and
actually? I'm
managed to
curious.
clumsily.
How long has this cat been with you, by the way? Because, like, was this cat with you before you got on the ship, or was it on the ship, or?
Was before he got on the ship.
Okay, so it's been you had it as a pet beforehand.
Yes.
Okay, continue, please.
After spinning around, they're not looking where they're going, and they managed to accidentally trip on a very well-toned man looking up the
Hi.
black sun on the beach.
Hi. He's like he like looks like he very much like flips over and then like lifts himself up off the ground like in this sort of a backflip almost. And he's like crossing his arms. He has a very like sort of very well-toned muscular chest. His head clearly has these horns like protruding out of it, and he has this like dark reddish colored sort of hair, and his eyes are very fierce and passionate looking as they sort of glance toward you. Watch where you're going. Watch where you're going. Do you know who I am? You watch where you're going. I'll throw you off this ship. I can do it. He's like stretches his arms.
Jamie looks at him and he is positively frightened. It almost looks like he's going to tear up.
Okay.
He's standing up. He's putting his hands up. The cat is hiding. Is very very aggressive stance.
Mm-hmm.
Has his hands up. Looking very very terrified of this guy just lumbering around.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He's pretty tall looking.
Said, oh my god! Oh my god! I'm so sorry, sir. I'm not don't really look where I'm going sometimes, and
he's like looking you over. He's like, oh well, you don't know any better. You're just a kid, or at least that's what he says to you because he's not sure. He's like, well, you're just a kid, I think. It's like he narrows his eyes. And then he looks toward the sky. He's like, I'm looking for an angel. Have you seen one? I think I heard there would be one here. Do you know of any? I am quite in a hurry. Things are, as you could see, things are happening. He's like pointing towards the sky.
Oh well, there was one here, but
oh, good. In what direction could you tell me, please? I am quite curious.
Well, he says this in the most depressed, and it's like the vocal equivalent. Pick a puppy. Mm-hmm. They were here, but they turned into a ghost.
Oh. So you mean they've turned into a ghost then? I see. That is quite sad. Well, I mean, I was planning on doing that, but if they have already been turned into a ghost, then there's nothing I can do.
So, so who else? Did someone else want to turn them into a ghost? Thing that we're not to do.
Well, I have been called quite mean. Worse than that, I have been called a devil for one thing. He steps toward you. And if you do not tell me where this angel is, I will show you my wrath. You understand?
Jamie gives him a fairly pointed look, puts a hand on his hip, just as he wants over. He said, "That's rude."
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think for that one, it's totally worth it. It's like, okay, because now he's like, "Oh, you think I am rude? You have not seen anything yet."
And then he stands up, and then he turns around, arm crossed, sniffing at the air, and says, well, I might have helped you if you learned how to ask nicely.
I kind of want to help this little boy.
Okay.
Quick question.
What are you doing then?
Do you have a picture of the ship?
No, but it's essentially this very large, like white-colored. I have like some references.
I guess is there like a crow's nest? I'm guessing. Like, are there any structures on it?
There are like masts, but there isn't like a crow's nest. No.
All right. So just imagine Tiana's.
There are 3 large sails, so they kind of go upward, but there's no like a central nest of any kind.
And obviously, I'd recognize this man, wouldn't I?
You wish you didn't know him, but you
I
do. He's not someone you often have company with. He doesn't necessarily stalk you, but he's followed you before.
But like I know his name.
Oh yes, of course you know his name.
Mhm.
And in fact, as you, I'm assuming you're observing this from somewhere.
I'm
He
observing
tells,
it from the closest mass to them.
he tells the scared little boy. He says, "Do you not know who I am? I have warned you many times. But since you do not seem to know me, I will introduce myself.
His
I
name
am
is
the."
Fabio.
He he glances over toward you. He's like, I was getting to that.
I know you.
And he instantly turns around with
He seems
Fleets
very angry
turn
now.
up a light clink, and he has like he has that little thing where he puts his hands together and kind of leans on it. That's a very pretty name.
My name is. She's like stops for a moment.
You suddenly see this girl step in. That's a great name.
Oh God.
If only it matched his personality.
He's like.
And you see a long blonde-haired girl with curled horns on top of her head.
Mm-hmm.
And she's wearing a hoodie, a white shirt, and long black pants.
Okay.
She doesn't. You've seen her a couple times on this ship before, and you know her to be the. Let's see, what's the proper term? The quartermaster of the ship, often helping the captain of the ship.
I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of Fabio to work real quick.
And so she crosses her arms and she goes like, "So, what I miss going on here? Seems a lot of activities brought up."
He's sort of like now he's like clearly he isn't turned toward you, but now he's aware that you're around, and he's just sort of like focusing his eyesight like upwards toward the woman who's like speaking down to him. So, how about you come down here? We can settle things. He's talking to Tiana. And then we sort of see the camera like pan up towards her.
All right. So Tiana looks very pale, and over the eye patch on her left eye. Wait, let me just check. Sorry. My bad. Her right eye. There's the stain of dried blood.
Sorry, I'm just imagining it switches like as you're describing it. It's like, no, wait, the other one. There we go.
And she's like, she doesn't have a frown on her face, but she's certainly displeased to see him again. How long has it been?
Are you afraid? You are afraid, I am sure. My presence is very intimidating.
Well,
Yes,
don't
you
blame
certainly
you.
seem interesting.
JB pipes in and says, "Oh, don't worry, Mr. Fabio. I don't think you're all that scary."
This boy.
And
Well-
and right as he's sitting next to him, he tries to give Fabio a hug.
Oh Lord.
You're doing what exactly?
He's trying to hug
Fabio a
him.
hug.
Oh, you're gonna hug him?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
Okay, so are you okay?
let's make a strength check here.
You're gonna straight up like just hug. He like kind of gives you this like really awkward look and like tries to shove you off. Get off of me.
Oh, you know, he immediately steps back. It's just, Jay, I said that whenever I was worried I was scaring people or awkward and stuff, he just slowly backs away.
Yes, don't get in my way, please. I have urgent business to deal with. And essentially,
Urgent, you say, as you're on our ship. So, what kind of business brought you here?
He's been
You-
stalking me.
Oh, he wants to turn
I
someone
am
into a
not
ghost.
stalking you. We have a legitimate relationship of
Relationship? Oh my.
no, not that sort of relation. It's very complicated. You would not understand.
You say that, but you haven't given me the chance. Do they teach you to be rude where you come from as well?
I am from the third circle of hell, my dear.
Oh. So you're another weirdo upon the ship. Welcome!
I do not need your welcome.
Fabio, okay. Hey, he
By the
notices
way,
the horns
hold on,
on the quarter.
I have to interject real quick. Nova, she's clapping and smiling, but she's doing what's on
Okay.
her sheet.
No, that's
Having
totally
to note that.
that's totally chill. So then I'll give you that one. No,
Alright.
you're just like righto.
Yeah.
No,
and
that's
it's
totally
because of what he said.
no, of course. No, that's very fair. Okay, so yes, one for you. Okay. Keep
By the
going.
way, at the mention of the third circle of hell, that's when Rosalise finally steps out of her room.
Okay. Did someone say hell? I'm interested.
It takes the words of the 7 rings of hell. Go ahead.
Well, she's a black long hair. She has this outrageously oversized cloak over her, obscuring all of her features. She steps out of her cabin, like, intent on this mention. And she basically says, like, what? Did someone say third circle of hell? Is that a Dante reference?
No, it is. Well, he was.
They're referring. Oh no, his name is Fabio.
Am I surrounded by fanatics?
Regardless of whatever you think I am, now is not the time. I have business. He looks toward Tiana. He's like, we must settle our differences. If you will not come down, I will come up.
Well, any business upon the ship is also my business.
This has nothing to do with you.
You're on my ship. Well, my captain's ship. And as his helper, I need to know what's going on.
They do on the ship, Fabio.
Jamie
Sorry,
raises up
could
his
you-
hand and
could
says,
you repeat
"Oh,
that?
I know."
Yes, boy.
He says he wants to turn someone into a ghost.
Well, that's not very acceptable.
He's saying he wants to kill me.
You can't use that word, Morg. It's inappropriate.
Anywhere that Jamie is near has
We're
a
gonna have to
property.
censor that.
No
I'm
one
sorry.
can say the word die or kill.
No, it's very inappropriate for children.
All right. How about this? He wants to tear my heart out.
No, that's very wrong.
That's very gruesome.
The worst thing he could do is turn you into a ghost. That's it.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe
I don't
she
think
means it in
I
Censorship.
don't think we have to go that far.
I mean, if he were to kill you, that would be a bit extreme. But he could turn you into a ghost. That'd be fine.
Triggered.
No, why can't we all just work together and get along?
Because wait, so are you going to try to convince
Yes.
to? Okay, fair enough.
That's
how are you
a
doing-
bonus quest, by the way.
How are you doing that? I'm curious.
So what essentially I want to do is I want to like through the let's work together skill. I want to go ahead and try and get them to rather talk this out rather than try and like
Right,
straight up go
but
into
how are you
confrontation.
how are you doing this?
I'm gonna try and grab his hand and like start walking up towards the thing and just like we're gonna talk this out.
Okay, well she's up on one of the masts, so
I know she's gonna bring him to like the bottom of the mast and
Right.
like ask her to come down.
okay.
So do I have to roll for anything? Or is this fine?
No, you don't roll anything.
Okay, cool.
You just tell me if you want to spend willpower on it or not. That's all.
So let's see. So it's basically I have to go above the difficulty, right?
Well, you just choose how much you want to invest into it, and then I will describe the result of what you've done.
I'll put 2 will.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
at 6 now.
Okay. So then, Tiana, what exactly are you doing?
Well, she's perfectly fine for talking it out. She just doesn't want to get near him because she does not want to be turned into a ghost.
Okay. So would you state that like in character? Like,
I'm perfectly fine with talking things out, but I'm not getting near him.
Would you mind if he talks to you from down here?
I'm perfectly fine. Up here, he can't throw me into a ditch.
there are no ditches here. You will not have to worry about that.
Well,
Just the
I
nothing.
like to get along with both parties. So, she stays up there. But you two need to talk this out.
He looks over towards
Otherwise, you will get nowhere.
you.
Unless you'd rather walk around in circles.
Well, fine. Excuse me, Miss Angel Person, could you please turn yourself into a ghost already so that I can go home?
Why do you want me to be a ghost?
Well, because I was exiled because they said that I could not do anything good. I'll prove to them that I can do the best thing ever by turning you into a ghost. That will prove that I am bad.
Why don't you just...
He flexes his muscles.
You want... So wait, they sent you here to be bad? Or did they send you here to be good?
Well, of course, don't you understand? Being bad is good.
I suppose in the 3 things of hell, I mean, I guess.
Really? Because I don't think your logic makes sense. You're trying to do a good action
neither.
in order to appear bad.
Me neither.
He just sort of like, he's
I'm
like,
very confused. Is he here to do a bad thing as a good thing, or is he here to do a good thing as a bad thing?
this is ridiculous. I am here to deal with that person.
What if turning me into a ghost is really a good thing? And they'll just hate
Yeah.
you even more if you go back.
That's true.
What if they're a bad person?
He's like,
I mean,
like,
you could
slowly-
come back. You could come back, and they would say you did the wrong thing. That we didn't do the thing that we asked you to do, and then you'll be sent. Then you'll be sent back here, and then now we have a ghost, and you're still shit out of luck.
Fabio just sort of like crumbles under the weight of your collective existential arguments and falls to his knees for a moment.
And she just pats his shoulder and goes like, "It's okay. If it makes you feel any
Hey.
better, if it makes you feel any better, we could try and help you find your way back home sometime.
Oh yes, I would appreciate that.
Then don't lose hope. Don't lose hope, and you don't have to turn anybody into a ghost or anything. We'll find a way to get you home."
Oh, that's great. I could go back to my gym.
Wait, you're not from the third circle of hell?
Well, I own it. I operate a gym. You see, we work out. How do you think I got these muscles?
All right. Well, then I need you to do me a favor, okay?
He looks up towards you.
Can you promise me you won't try and hurt the angel? I mean, you were not even guaranteed that would get you home.
He grumbles a bit. Well, fine. I'll be your friend or whatever.
Good. Then I'll try and make time to help you get home.
Hooray.
You can come down now
Yay!
if you want.
I'll stay up here for now. Thank you.
I promise I won't do anything. Maybe lift you, but that's more of a friendly thing. I lift people for fun. See, he like lifts Narika like by her leg and like hoists her up into the air like.
And she just goes, "Okay, well, you don't do it from upside down."
Like it's kind of like a cheerleading thing. Like he's just
Yeah.
holding her up.
Yeah, well, but by my leg upside down, and she goes, "All right, well, the proper way
No,
to
he's
do
doing it like he's lifting your entire body like up.
Oh, upwards. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's holding you like you weigh nothing. Like
Okay. She's just gonna cross her arms and she's gonna look up at the angel and just be like, "Well, I don't feel like I'm in danger, but this is an odd position."
Puts you down.
Thank you.
Jamie is suddenly standing right behind Fabio with his hands crossed. Hey, no touching unless you ask permission. That's rude.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's another
and
one.
by the way, the timer just ran
Yeah.
out, so that's
No,
one
I
more
see.
XP.
Yeah, I'm giving you that one. That's totally worth it.
Also, I'm pretty sure
Did I have to put a timer for
qualifies
the?
for,
Did I have to put the timer
Party
for
helps me.
the crossed arms
Yeah.
basic thing?
That was your first one.
Okay,
yeah.
what timer is it?
It was 10 minutes ago.
Okay,
Oh,
so it's over now. Okay.
Yes. Would be over.
does this qualify for the quest? You can only do it once, but it's 2 XP. A third party helps meditate between you and whomever you have troubled relationship with.
That would count. So
I also have that.
So who wants to? I think I'll give
Silver.
Nanika. You said Nanika. I said Narika. I don't know why. Nanika.
Yeah, it's
Nanika will get the
Nanika.
credit for that one. So you'll have that much now.
Cool.
Significant number of points already gathered for your group. Okay. So Fabio is willing to cooperate with you for the time being.
And at the moment, while they talk amongst themselves, I'm going to take a moment to step aside, and I'm going to have a vision.
Okay.
I'm
How
going to
are you
look at the
having?
sky.
How are you having this? Okay, so you're going to look up into the sky and have sort of an experience. Okay.
Yes.
So, what is this vision? So essentially, the way you would do this is you would describe to me what you're like, what kind of question, because you get to ask me a question.
I
Through.
suppose the question would be, how does Fabio get home?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, let me ask you a question. I have to find because I have notes for this. Okay, so essentially, you in the clouds see this fiery cave space with a bunch of rocks, heavy-looking rocks. You know, sort of like Pewter Gym kind of deal. Like he has a bunch of rocks lying around and like workout equipment.
Right.
In this little like tiny space that looks kind of enclosed or dark, but it also looks sort of well.
Now keep in mind, I didn't ask you where is his home. I said how does he get home.
Well, I'm getting to that. So
Okay,
you
cool,
see,
cool.
so you see essentially there's sort of a rift that opens up like in the center of this space, and Fabio just sort of like walks out back into his space, and then just sort of like places his back against a rock.
All right, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand how that goes. So I wasn't specific enough with this question. I'll have to try again later.
Okay.
So what timer is that on now?
It's 10 minutes for every action that you take, so it's always
Alright,
going
let
to
me
be
put this on
that
10
much.
minutes.
Okay, give me a second. So I will give you another one for that. Boop. Okay.
And that can be repeated, so
Yes.
it just can't be repeated for the next 10 minutes.
But you do see this realm within the clouds kind of thing.
Okay.
And then him just sort of stepping out.
Other people are able to do what they want to do at this point in time. My character will walk over after a little bit into it to make sure that, like, time-wise, it makes sense.
Okay, then I'm probably going to just go back to my room and continue to read on my really messy and cluttered desk.
Cool. Okay, so that's...
Which is...
Yeah.
Yeah, it fulfills one of my main quests, so I don't know what this...
No, that's totally fine. So, like, are you just gonna, like sit there? Or, like, how does this look? Like, are you...
going to be sitting there with a bunch of books scattered all about me.
Okay.
Reading.
So you're just like sitting there reading, and like you have all these other books that are just sort of cluttered around.
Exact. Loose leaf paper all around that I've half taken notes on.
Okay.
There's remnants of food scattered all over the place. I'm
Mhm.
totally not describing my desk right now.
No, totally not. No, obviously. So you guys see Rosalie make her leave once again, and actually, I think what's interesting is that as you sort of make your way into this room, Mara comes up behind you, and she's
Oh God, really?
yes, really, because she's like staying like down the hall or down in the other, one of the other cabins that's nearby, and she noted because she wasn't here before when you left, but once you come back down, you realize that like she's there, and she kind of peeks in once you've re-entered your room, and she's like, "How do you stand to live in this? This is horrifying."
It has its own organization. I can find anything I want to in here.
Oh, it does? Well, I am professional at these sort of things, sorting papers. If you'd like my help, I could help you if you'd like. You just have to ask.
I did not ask for your help.
You didn't because you don't think you need it because you enjoy living like a pig. Is that it?
Mara, I swear, get out of this room this instant.
This womb.
Oh, that was quite the Freudian slip. She like chuckles and she head down the cabin.
Am I in peace now? Can I go back to work?
Oh, of course.
Good.
You can close the door. That'd probably be.
I will do that.
So this sort of long woman with sort of long whitish blonde hair, so like more pale blonde, sort of makes her way up onto the deck.
Right.
And she looks up towards.
And I had just finished my sky stuff.
Yeah, and she looks up towards the sky that you were just looking at, and she says, what exactly has happened here? This is quite the anomaly."
Oh?
Yes,
You're
hello?
being quite vague,
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know how to put this into words. Well, I could. I mean, it's quite vivid. The sky is, well, I won't. You get the point.
I know. Jamie's just staying there.
She kind of glances over toward you, more with a look of annoyance than of interest.
Jamie puts his hand down and just scoots away.
I'll go grab Mara if I have to.
With that, Tiana's gonna fly towards Jamie and like land behind him.
Okay.
I remember you.
Hi. Stands up on his tiptoes and makes like a whispering motion to like them. Don't tell Mr. Fabio this, but I don't really think you're a bad person. Saying that so he wouldn't turn you into a ghost.
Thanks. I'm not really too keen on joining Jade yet.
Yeah.
You said it happened, right?
Well, kinda. He just kind of looks away and just
My apologies. Let's see. You're Jamie, right? You're one of the ones that watches over the Jade's temples, correct?
I'm her housekeeper. Well, one of them.
Yes, I remember.
But it's kind of hard to get back there right now because
Yes, well, the sun looks quite dead. Mara interrupts.
What? Because it is.
Oh, it is? Well, how could that happen?
Well,
She
You
trots
see,
over
it
toward you.
needs Jade to Well, Jade always did this stuff to make it bright and shiny and and make and happy. But now, without her, everything breaks down and gets dreary, and people in there get depressed. And
It doesn't seem quite that bad to me. It's just a bit dim.
This is only the beginning.
Like that idiot Rosie.
oh well, she hasn't been gone all that long.
Quite
It'll
the
get worse.
I have spent most of my time below deck. It is nice to meet you. My name is... Well, you can call me Mara.
Tierna.
Good to
Hi,
meet
Mrs. Mara.
She looks
I'm
at
Jamie.
your wings and like coils back in fear. Oh my goodness. That is quite abnormal.
Abnormal, how so?
Well, you don't usually see people with wings.
You don't?
Ram, I really
Usually, I don't
without
see.
them.
I don't see many people without wings. You're one of the first person I met, and you don't even have horns either.
Well, I am quite talented, but I do not have any need for such strange appendages, I can assure you.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I think they would be helpful for getting up and reaching high
What is that?
shelves.
What is that
or-
squeaky noise in the background?
I think it's someone's chair.
It's getting a little bit annoying. No offense.
Just a bit.
Go ahead.
Mara just sort of curls her brow and looks toward the two of you. Oh, well, do you have any idea how you can deal with this then? It seems rather dangerous to let the sun go so dark for so long.
Well,
I am an expert, of course. I know these things.
An expert.
of course, of course,
Well,
of course.
In various disciplines, I am a professional librarian.
Interesting.
I have studied for many years at a very prestigious library.
So maybe we can find a book about it.
Well, maybe I've been trying to find books, but if you were willing to help, perhaps we could find a book that would help us deal with this situation. I don't know many books about dead sons, but who knows what you'll find when you know what you're looking for.
Oh. If he's not supposed to know, see it. But Jamie pipes up, says, "I know someone who knows all about dead sons."
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, they're the god of them.
Well, that is
Would know where they are right now.
You know the god of dead sons.
This almost feels like it's foreshadowing, by the way.
It almost does.
I just call some eclipse.
Oh, my timer's done, by the way.
Okay. I will give foreshadowing then. I feel like that is solid.
Yeah, I agree.
I will give Jamie that one.
Thank you. I know there's one about like just to talk. Well, no, just okay.
I'm not sure. Did I get shared reactions, by the way? You talk things through with someone, sort out your head on stuff, or help them to do the same.
In which scene?
Earlier, before when I helped him, like realize that doing what he was doing wasn't likely to get him home.
Oh yeah, no, you could take that. Sure.
All right.
I'll add that.
Thank you. I'm just reading these and like figuring out what ties to what that we're doing.
No, that's fine.
So
you are allowed to combine things, so that's totally valid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, Jamie looks over at the horn person. I'm guessing they're still there.
Yeah,
Which
Fabio.
one?
Fabio's
Fabio or Narika? Because they're both horned.
Fabio. He waves over at Fabio. Hey, Mr. Fabio, Mr. Fabio, Mr. Fabio.
He jumps toward you, like he jumps like 20 feet in the air, does a flip forward, and then lands in front of you. Boom. Yes.
I
What is
clap
it that
for his acrobatic skill.
Jamie swings.
You bastard! That's so good.
You have to give her XP.
I'm giving you that one. That one's so solid.
What, me?
Yeah. No, because isn't your thing
Hey.
like smiling and clapping or something like that? Or,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm like.
Jamie
I
joins
love
the
no, like you're. I'm imagining you're just like secretly thinking, "What a stupid show off," but you're like, "Oh, that's so cute." You know.
The blonde boy doesn't realize she's being sarcastic and just claps along.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
I have to put a timer on, by the way, for 15 minutes. That's what it is. Yeah.
and then he sort of bows in front of you. He's like, "Yes, what is it?" And Mara just sort of shrieks like, "Yeah!" and like and steps backward like, "Oh, don't worry. I promised I would not turn anyone into a ghost today."
Don't
She just sort of-
lift her either. Okay. No, he's-
No, that's no. You. I'll let you do it.
That's a good thing to say. Good job.
I'll give you that one though. That one's
Alright.
actually pretty fair. Don't lift her either. That's really rude.
Okay, so Jamie asks, "Hey, so you thinking about wanting to turn someone into ghosts? So is there any? Do you know anybody else who maybe there's a club you get together with
Oh well,
to turn angels into ghosts?"
we don't meet, but I heard there's this new god. You know, he's walking around the block. He thinks he's fairly strong. I heard he's around here. I was hoping to find him, but he seems to have gone missing.
Oh, do you have any clues?
Well, he leans in.
Yes, you must absolutely be smart enough.
You see, he was the one who told me that he nudges at the angel who's like right nearby.
Yeah.
He was the one who told me.
Jamie leans in so he can whisper. It's okay. You can just whisper it.
Also, does this count as investigating a mystery or dilemma of some kind?
Well, what exactly are you investigating?
The
Exactly.
disappearance of Eclipse.
Well, more so for me, it would be investigating, like,
Well,
because
how are you getting involved? That's the question.
Because I wanted to walk over and
Okay.
talk with them too.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and listen into this whisper.
Okay. So then, how much willpower are you spending to do that? Because he's whispering.
I mean,
Me or Sylvia?
Well, you don't need to spend anything. He's whispering to you, but they can't hear because he's leaning in really close and he's whispering like this. So I'm asking if they want to spend willpower to listen,
what, me?
or if you just want to try and because
I was just gonna walk over and ask, like, if I could
Okay.
hear.
Well, no, it was Morg was the one saying that they wanted Tiana to listen.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay.
So I was saying, how
I was
much do you
confused
want to
as to
spend?
who you were addressing.
Because you don't have any skills for listening. I don't think.
Well, for me, he nudged me, so I'm assuming he's letting me listen to the whisper.
No, he
Oh
nudged
no,
over.
no,
your
he was like motioning toward you, but he wasn't.
You know how you point your thumb at somebody, that
Yeah,
kind
he
of
was
thing.
like doing this. Yeah,
Arm and stuff and shoulder.
yeah, he's doing. He did that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to barge in and say, "You nudged towards me. Is there something you have to say, Fabio?"
No, well. He stops whispering to you, and like, what he said was something trap. You're not really sure what the rest, but he was mumbling something about a trap.
Oh wow! I hope he's not trapped anywhere.
And then he looks toward at you. He's like, "No, this has nothing to do with you unless you."
Which one is he saying? Because you just said you.
Well, he's saying to Tierney, he says, well,
Okay.
this has nothing to do with you. And then you were going to walk over and ask him.
Does
Yeah,
it
I was
have
gonna.
to do with Jade?
He gulps a bit when you mention the name.
Answer me.
Steps backward. Well, I'm not really very comfortable talking about that.
What, do you know what happened to Jade?
Well, I don't know exactly. I heard rumors, but that's about it.
What are the rumors?
Well, I'd rather not say. He sort of continues to make distance between.
I try and use my deduction to try and get it out of him.
Okay, so how are you doing that?
I try and ask that there's no way that I can help him if he doesn't share the information with me, because I want to help him, but
Well,
if I
you
don't
said-
know what's going on.
Well, you said you're using deduction, so how are you doing that? I'm just saying because I have been binge watching Sherlock recently, so I'm specifically like asking like how are you going to
I'm using deduction to see
No.
that he's hiding something
No,
obvious.
so
more than
how are you doing that?
by scanning over his body features,
Okay,
the way that he's acting physically about it.
so what do you notice about him? Is suspicious.
What do I know of what?
What do you notice about him that's suspicious?
He seems to be like, I guess more so it's physically telling on his face. Like he gulped, he's nervous. He's
Right.
showing clear signs that there's more to this than he's leading on.
So then yes, you know. So then where are you going to what are you going to do with that information? Because this is clearly obvious to you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell.
You have enough skill to deduce this on your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Something's
ahead and
going on.
tell him. I'm gonna be like, if you told me what's going on or what's about that, I might be able to help you.
Well, this is not something that you need to help me with. We have made sort of an agreement that I would not sort of say.
But who's to say that he'll keep up on the end of the bargain, whoever it is?
Well, I think this someone is very trustworthy.
You think so? But do you know so?
I don't know, but
Hey, don't
It
try to
has
make him break a
something to do with-
promise.
It has something to do with this Jade person, yes?
well, of course, there are many things that have to do with her. You see, the whole son and the dying and all of that. That is all sort of wrapped up into a
Right.
big.
Well, I have my own situation with her, so if there's information about her, I'd need to know.
Well, the information that you're looking
It
for.
could affect me as well. And I can't help you if it affects me, negatively.
Well, I watched what happened. I saw that there was a weapon of some kind. That was about it.
What kind of weapon did you see?
Yes,
Or do you
I
know?
just said that I saw. Yes.
But do you know what kind?
Well, it was very clear what you did not notice. Oh, that's right. Your brain is probably processing it too slow. Of course, I should probably speak slower so that you'll understand. So there was an arrow that pierced into her body, and it was very
So
obvious.
it was either a bow or a crossbow of some sort.
As he speaks, like Tiana sort of like starts twitching uncomfortably.
Yeah, and I noticed this, and let's see if this actually meets it. 1 second, hold on. So he's frozen up, shut down, paralyzed. Okay, so would you say that? Okay, so yeah, you're not comfortable at this moment. So I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to make you upset.
I'm not.
I'll stop talking about it." No, not her, not him. I'm talking to the angel now.
Oh, okay.
Because this is me taking sympathetic action.
Well, are they actually shocked? Because that's.
They seem
that would
upset. It's me offering comfort, reassurance, or physical help.
The way sympathetic action works is that Morg would have to declare they're going into shock first, and then you could.
True.
you could
I'm
declare
not going into immediate shock. I'm just like twitching as you mentioned, like the arrow piercing.
Oh no,
'cause
then
it's
that
pointing.
definitely that definitely counts then. So you're going into this.
Yeah.
So that works. Yeah. So you'll both get a penny for that.
Yeah, you get shock and I get sympathetic action.
Right. No, that's totally valid. Yeah.
Alright, starting up a timer.
Do we have to put a timer on sympathetic action and shock?
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
a genre action.
Did you see who shot the arrow, Fabio?
Well,
So
it
what
looked
timer
like
is this? 10 minutes?
yeah, it looked like it was fairly far away. That's all I know.
Where was it? See this?
That's not what I didn't see who fired it. I just
No, I mean,
saw.
like, where did she die?
Alright,
Oh, well,
alright. Let's not.
you all saw that.
Yeah, we all know. So she's gonna say, let's not berate him now.
Fabio.
I've already asked enough questions so far.
Oh, sorry.
Fabio
sorry.
mentioned a trap, a weapon being used, and my best friend turning into a ghost. What is the rumor you heard?
That's the rumor.
Also, did that count as investigating mystery or dilemma? Because
Well,
I
I
don't know if I
mean,
got that yet.
it's more
I
like
learned
you're
a little bit more. Yeah. Oh yeah, I am
it's more like
interrogating.
you're interrogating him than actually investigating anything.
True. Okay. Well, I did talk. I did talk about my connection towards the sun. I did say that I did know her. So the fact of the matter is that
You
him
didn't. I
keeping
don't.
this
Did you say
information
that?
from me. Yeah, I
I
did.
mean,
I said keeping this information from me might affect me because I also knew her.
okay, that counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your okay?
Yeah,
So,
it's you talk about your connection with the sun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
no,
complete.
that's actually valid. Yeah.
Okay. So that's another
Now I
term.
understand. So,
I have 3 timers going, so
yeah, no, you're supposed to. So, what was Tierna saying something? So you were asking which rumor, and he's like, "Well, I heard many rumors. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Could you please stop? I'm getting very confused with all these questions. It's
maybe we should talk about this over tea or something. A meal, perhaps.
I don't like tea.
At
But you
that
do like
point,
food, don't you?
Rosalise also comes out of her little cabin again and is like, tea? Did someone mention tea?
Yes, indeed, I did. Would you like some?
Really? Yes. Oh my god. Yes. What kind? What kind do you have?
I'll have to check the stores, but yeah. So,
I mean, I have some jasmine in my cabin if you want me to go and get it.
oh, that'd be lovely. I'll even help make it for you.
Mara's just
Amazing.
Like,
I will do that. There's no tea for
Thank-
Mara. She gets nothing.
she like growls at you like. "Rrrr."
All right.
Jamie whispers at her, "Don't worry, I'll share some of my tea."
At this, Tierna's gonna let out a low growl before jumping into the air and flying onto the top of the mast.
Okay.
And there, she's going to cocoon her wings around her, tuck her head into her knees, and essentially imagine her. What was it? Safe place? No, that's not the right word.
Keep.
Yeah, her keep.
Okay, so how is that? How does that work for you?
Well, she's upset after hearing that
Right.
the meathead who's been stalking her might know about who killed her best friend. So she's upset. So she just wants to like be alone for a bit, which
Okay.
is her.
No, I'm more asking because some people have different things for their keep. So
Oh, you
did
want
you
me to describe it?
have special? I mean, yeah, but did you have any special bonds or affiliations like related to that? Or
Yeah, basically, how do you work with your keep essentially? Because there's some people that can like overlay it. There's some people that find roads to it, etc., etc.
I'm not so sure how you mean. Like,
so how does it work for you? I mean, are you literally going to your keep, or are you like just imagining it in your mind? Like what is it?
imagining it in my mind.
Okay, so
Okay.
you
That's okay.
so
So
you're just like curled up and you're doing
Yeah.
that. So yeah, you could describe your keep.
All right. So essentially, imagine a long, barren cliff. At the edge of it is the angel, who's curled up into a ball. There's no sounds, there's no wind, there's no color, especially. It's as if everything, all life got sucked out of this world.
it's like a still frame photograph.
Almost like that.
Okay.
When she starts to uncurl from her ball and she looks in front of her, she sees a giant eye. And essentially, it's slowly dripping out blood. And that's all she sees in front of her.
Hmm.
The
David
more
XP for that, by the way.
all right, I'll start another timer. Sorry. As she looks at it,
As it's
English,
it's okay. Pat pat.
she notices like a few feathers start to fall in front of the eye. And after staring at it, she just gets sick of it and just curls back into her ball. And that's just how her world looks like.
All right, one of my timers is done.
All right, it's 2 XP.
Okay. So what do the rest of you do? I mean, I'm assuming at this point you sort of set up a tea party.
Yes, at
Yes,
this point,
exactly. I bring out some
essentially
jasmine.
I bring out like a foldable table. That way, it can rest on the deck, and there's a
Just so
there's a
you're
blanket I put
just so you're
over it.
aware, the captain
I bring some clay
who's this like
bowls and such.
so
Yes.
yeah, the
Go ahead.
captain who's this older man is just sort of peeking out from the wheel and like watching you guys set up this table.
And I walk up up to where he is, and I go like, one of the passengers wishes to partake in some tea on the deck. Is that okay?
Oh, there's no problem with that. Yes, go ahead. I don't mind.
Very well. I just needed your permission.
The wind's calmed, so you won't have to worry about the anything like that.
All right. If you need my help, you know where to find me, of course.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll be using some of the items from the storage, but that's about it. I'll put them back after we finish.
We have plenty. It's no problem.
Very well. And then I'll go ahead and head back down and help her set up the tea and such.
Mm-hmm. So is Jamie getting involved with this tea party?
Yes, are you?
Jamie is very happy getting involved in this tea party, but he also chimes in. You know what would go great with this? Someone made a cake.
Unfortunately, I have no cooking skills whatsoever. I can only make tea.
Cook. Jade always said so.
Can we make some cake then?
I look at the captain. Hey, Mr. Captain.
He. I don't know. I think we have some flour and some. You could make cake. I don't know anything about cake.
Quick question, Nova.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible for me to have a flashback to a similar situation in which we needed to make food before, but none of my those around me knew how?
So you want to have a flashback to a previous?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
So essentially, she finds herself the world around her kind of like flips out, and she realizes that something's going on, and she appears back like a long time ago, what feels like to be inside of a kitchen with a few friends of hers that are just laughing and having fun. She's unsure of what's going on, but she's got a few ingredients in front of her, and there seems to be like a party that's going on. So she realizes that she's helping her friends to actually make a cake,
Hmm.
and it seems to be one of her best friend's birthday, but the name is on the other side of like this banner, so she can't see it.
Right.
So she focuses. Yeah, so it's obscured. So she focuses on trying to actually make the cake, listening to what the others are saying. They're talking about how much fun they're having and how great it's going to be. And so when she finishes bringing the things together and like they're instructing her, she puts it inside and then finishes.
Okay. I do want to handle one thing before. So as you come out of
Hold
the
on.
question.
One of the things like
Mhm.
went off, so I didn't turn off its alarm, so it was beeping in my ear. Anyway, there you go. Go ahead.
I did want to cover one thing before we go to break.
Yes.
So, for Morg, you've isolated yourself into your own inner world, at
Mhm.
least in your own mind. So how are you going to deal with that? Because you start to feel this sort of isolation creep up around you, almost as if it's like a physical thing. It sort of bears at your heart.
Like almost like a hand's reaching out to me.
More
guess.
like something is choking you, not.
Good question. Does she also gain transition? Not
Well,
me.
this isn't a
Like,
transition. No,
I was saying.
transition is something. We can
Right.
actually no. This would be a transition after we're finished. Of course.
Right.
I think that would
Okay.
be.
Yeah. Because it's
But,
basically you can treat it as an
we're going
XP
to break.
action and becomes
Well-
thoughtful and distant.
It's the idea that we would go to this over the break, so the transition would be the last thing we do.
Understandable.
But yeah, before the transition. So how are you? How are you? Like, what are you going? How are you going to react? Because you can feel this isolation almost like strangling you, like suffocating you, like.
Probably try and like distance myself from it, just try and get free of its grasp.
Okay, how are you doing that?
In my own inner world,
Like, how do you fight the isolation? Physical thing, but you can feel it. But how are you fighting it? Is the question. I know it's meant to be an abstract question, but your answer is also.
I got you.
Mm.
I'd say in her inner world, she stands up,
Mm-hmm.
and as she feels like she's starting to suffocate, she remembers something that Jade had always talked to her about.
Mm-hmm.
Just her own personal memory, just so that she could smile at. And from her back, she pulls her violin.
Okay.
Resting it on her shoulders, she slowly begins to play. And as she plays,
Your music doesn't actually like reverberate or make any noise. You can feel as if it's completely silent. There's no sound, and you have no hope.
at all. Can I spend willpower to try my best to make sound in this world? Because I did mention before that my inner world seems to light up if I do hear some sort of music. So I guess I'd try my best to try and make it possible.
You know what? I don't see why not. Well, because right now if you do nothing, it doesn't seem to have any effect. So you'd have to explain to me how you're creating an effect with it.
How I would imagine it working.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I would say that Tiana never saw music as just sound. She felt this something that she could feel inside her whenever she played it, almost as if someone was like touching her almost.
Mm-hmm.
Except not physically, but more of like in a spiritual sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when she would play her instrument, she would feel sort of warm inside, especially if she played it for other people, like Jade.
Mm-hmm. And so you're saying the memory of her would help you kind of channel that.
Yeah. So I'd say the memory of Jade encouraging her to play at the palace or before a group of friends would fill her with the confidence and hope that she could once again do it. and
Okay.
sort of
So how much?
create that feeling.
How much willpower do you want to put into this then?
I'm gonna put 2 willpower towards this, and my
Okay,
skill in
and-
violin is 2, if that matters.
Yes, you're gonna have 4. Okay, so let me check the chart real quick. Boo, boo, boo. Okay, do something. So yes, you are able to effectively play music. Yes.
All right, then can I describe what it does?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right. So as the music plays, it's sort of almost a cartoonish feel. You'd see a treble clef start, and you'd see 5 lines.
Like physically.
Yeah, physically in our own world, just start spreading out from the instrument.
Okay. So it really is like a cartoon. Like you're physically seeing this music like blossom out from the instrument. Okay.
Slowly, and as it goes on, more notes start coming up: B, B flat, G's, F's, a bunch of them. And like, instead of just like disappearing on or going on to infinity, like the 5 music lines, they start to like spread out everywhere like a bunch of bubbles. And what they do is they come into contact with the feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And the second that a certain note comes into contact with a feather, it immediately changes color. So now, instead of just pale white feathers or colorless, there's like a bunch of greens, blues, reds, pinks, indigos. Overall, like, so effectively, it's like her music is painting the world around her.
Right.
As it keeps going on and on and on, the music eventually heads towards the giant eye that was in front of her. And all of this, and like for some reason it stops the bleeding and instead just begins to color the inside of the eye. So it's just a conglomeration of color.
Okay. And so from that we see the world start to fill with color and then we fade out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a song that you can play us out with?
I would have to look for a song. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. If you don't, then we can imagine it in our
I have a
minds.
few songs that you could listen to if you want.
Would you say the
Well-
world fades into light? You say the world around her dissolves into light because
In
that's
a way, yeah.
that's a quest. That's a transition scene.
Yeah. So I will
Okay.
give
Turn
her
off your
that.
alarm if you have it on.
We'll give you that one as well. So that's a combination. So
All
yeah,
my
so
timers are over. Nice.
from here we transition.
Did you
into
get my
the next
message?
Sort of.
Did you get my
No.
message?
I will look at it now. Okay, cool. So we will do that, yeah, as we come back from break. I'm going to put us on break, and then I will give you everyone the link for the next. So let me